Hello everybody, I'm PoisonKitty.
And I'm Hokyo16.
And together we are twin from another sin.
So today we're going to make a tier list of Pixar movies.
We've already done the Disney movies.
And Marvel Cinematic Universe.
And Tim Burton. So now we thought, why not take a trip to Pixar universe?
Yes, with all 23 movies.
Yeah, I have watched all 23 movies.
Yeah, and there are 6 movies I have not watched. But let's start from the first one, Toy Story.
I like this movie.
I watched it a lot when I was a kid.
Me too. My brother is he was a big Toy Story fan. So the 2 first Toy Story movies was just what he wanted to watch most of the time.
But the first Toy Story movie is really good.
It is really good.
Especially considering it was the first Pixar movie.
It was the first Pixar movie and it really set the bar high for Pixar.
It did. So I would say personally I would say great.
Yeah, I'm also at great because I don't think it's best.
No. Bugs Life. I watched that maybe even more than Toy Story when I was a kid.
It hasn't aged that well, unlike Toy Story, I feel like.
Yeah. But I really did enjoy it, and it's been many years since I watched it last times.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I will settle with that one for good.
Yeah, me too. Good, because it hasn't aged as well as Toy Story.
No.
It's still a really good movie.
Yeah, and it holds a lot of nostalgia for me, at least. Toy Story 2.
Yeah.
I remember I also liked that one. I didn't feel like it was as good as the first one.
Me neither, and I hear so much about how most people think this one is better than the first Toy Story.
Yeah, but I don't know.
That's what I hear when I look at the internet and stuff, and I'm just like, I don't feel that way.
No, me neither.
Am I think weird?
I feel like the cowgirl, I think her name is Jessie. She's just too much. Yeah, she's too much for me, at least. I don't really
I kind of like her story, but I'm also... there's so much happening, and at the same time, nothing is happening.
Yeah. I would say it's a bit more boring than the first Toy Story movie. But I would probably still put it up with Bugs Life.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, exactly.
Then we have Monsters, Inc.
Monsters, Inc. is probably my favorite Pixar movie.
It is really good.
It is so different from a lot of other animated movies.
Yeah.
Like the idea of the monster in your closet, I really like it.
Yeah, I like it too. It's and the details, like
yes, Sully's
the
fur.
electrical is coming through pipes and stuff. If you look at the details in that movie,
but also like just the way they have animated Sully's fur is also amazing to look at. All of the characters are just so quirky and they really have personality. I mean, I connect with them.
Yeah, put it up at best. That's where it belongs.
Yeah, it belongs up at the best. Finding Nemo. Yeah. Unpopular opinion from my side. I'm not the biggest fan of Finding Nemo.
I like it.
I know, a lot of people do. I'm just one of the weird ones. I mean, I have watched it a lot of times, but I think I have watched it too many times.
Finding Nemo, I like the characters, especially the aquarium fish. I don't know why, but Bubbles, they are really strong personalities in that
There
aquarium.
are strong personalities, I agree on that. I just find the movie a bit boring. I myself would put it at good.
I'm up at great, I think.
Yeah. Somewhere in between there.
Can we give it a B++?
Yes, B++. No. Okay, I might see that I can use a favor later.
Then we have The Incredibles.
And I just gotta say, the first time I watched The Incredibles was on an airplane on my way to Singapore when I was 11. And I watched it in Chinese. I didn't know what the F was going on at all. But I loved it, even in Chinese. So that says a lot.
Yeah. This is the movie I think is the first I remember going to the cinema to see. So it's like my first cinema memory.
Yeah.
That or Ice Age. I'm not totally sure about it. But it's one of those two that it's my first cinema memories.
Yeah.
And it's a really good movie. Really good plot, really good villain.
Yes, and I also think actually The Incredibles were one of the first superhero movies I actually watched.
Me too.
Besides Spider-Man.
Besides Spider-Man. But I didn't see the movies. I watched the cartoon.
I saw this one of the Spider-Man movies. My parents had it, so yeah. But I mean, personally, for me, The Incredibles is up at the best.
Yeah, I agree on that.
Oh, it looks nice right now. 2, 2, and 2.
Yeah. Then we have Cars. Like with Toy Story, my brother was obsessed with cars. Like he had almost all the toy cars of Cars.
More like car games.
This was one of the movies we watched so much.
It's funny because I love cars. I loved cars in general when I was a kid, but that was more games. So I think I have watched the movie Cars like maybe 3 times.
Only 3 times.
Only 3 times, and I watched it 2 of the times with my dad.
I can't even count it on my hands and feet.
I can definitely count it on one hand, but I like it. I like the first one.
I like it too because it's, even though it's about cars, and I didn't really like it as a child, but mostly because I was like, it's for boys kind of thing.
Says the girl who loved dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs is for, it has no gender.
No, neither does Cars.
And most dinosaurs in Jurassic Park is females.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's just the characters in Cars are also like so different, and I mean they shine through.
They are really good characters, and they are really good at playing around with each other, kind of.
But I don't know. I don't know if I will put it at good or great.
Me neither. And we are needing a space between A and B.
Yeah.
When Finding Nemo and Cars.
Yes, exactly. They need their own spot. But I feel like Cars is going to be good.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like it's not as good at Finding Nemo.
Ratatouille. I have only watched this one 2 times. But boy, do I remember those times.
I get hungry watching it.
It's my mom's favorite Pixar movie, and as soon as I got Disney Plus, we had to watch it.
It is a good movie.
And
it's one of the more adult movies.
Yes, and it's very different from the rest. And I think it's like a funny concept with, I can move your limbs by pulling your hair.
Yeah,
like
and everyone can cook.
Yes.
But where to?
Yeah, I'm like, we also need one in between great and best now. But yeah, I would say great for Ratatouille.
Yeah, I'm not up at best. I don't think it.
I also wouldn't feel good about it if I put it up at best.
No, neither would I. Then we have WALL-E.
Yes. I was about to say it was the first Pixar movie that made me cry, but that would be a lie. That was Toy Story 2.
I still couldn't cry at movies at this point, I think.
I was rather old when I watched WALL-E.
Most of the Pixar movies I have watched quite shortly after they have come out, so yeah.
I haven't, except for Toy Story and Bugs Life and Monsters, Inc.
And then the newer ones.
Oh yeah, the newer ones, yes.
So, WALL-E.
Again, very different.
Very different. I love the concept. I love
the backgrounds.
Pixar, they know how to make it visually pleasing to watch their movies.
Exactly.
It's a very artistic movie.
Yes, exactly.
There's not so much said in it.
No.
And even though
it speaks through emotions.
The 2 main characters don't speak.
No.
They still speak to you.
Yeah, exactly. There's so much emotion in it, and making a movie where it's not the talking that is the main focus, like you can make a movie that is really good but without talking, is really difficult. And Wall-E I want to put up with great.
Yeah, me too.
So, now movies you have watched.
Yeah, movies I have watched. I actually think I watched this in the cinema too. And the first quarter of this movie is very sad.
Which is why I haven't watched it.
Yeah, because you hate to cry at movies and I...
Unless I'm really in the mood for it.
Yeah. But that's it. All people talk about is this first part of the movie. Because afterwards, there's not so much happening if you're asking me. I know people will hate me, but I think it's only okay.
Well, we'll put it at okay then.
Then we come to Toy Story 3.
The scene is all yours.
Yeah, again. I watched this when I was in America. Because it was on TV and I was just like, yeah, I haven't watched this one yet. It hurt. At the last part, which is why you haven't watched it yet.
Yes.
This one is really good. It's like, this is the ending of a saga. I feel like it's better than the first one.
So is it all the way up?
But it's better than the first one because you have watched the first and the second one. It isn't good on its own because you need to know these characters for it to be good.
So put it at great, but saying still it's a bit better than Toy Story, like the first one.
Put it at great.
Cars 2. I can be in on this one too.
Yeah.
I have only watched it once though.
I watched it more than once, but only because it was on Disney Channel from time to time.
I only watched it once because I wasn't the biggest fan of the second.
The second movie, I'm just like, can we throw that out of the window?
Exactly. So
I really don't like this movie.
So it's meh.
I think it's meh.
Okay, Brave. I've only watched this once. Well, it's an interesting story. There's a reason I haven't really watched it again because I don't feel like it was that interesting.
It's like Up. You haven't watched Up, but still, it's like Up. It's good. Yeah. But there's nothing happening.
Exactly. Like when I first started watching it, I thought it would be in a whole other direction than it went.
Yeah. It's an okay movie. It's better than Cars 2.
Yeah. And now came a movie that I was looking so much forward to because Monsters Inc. is just amazing, and then Monsters University gotta be at least, or so I thought.
Decent. Okay, but it was more than decent, of course.
Yeah, but it wasn't as good as the first one.
You don't think so?
I didn't think so.
I really like this movie. I don't know why I like it so much.
I liked it the better the second time I watched it. The first time I honestly was disappointed. But I will say Monsters University, though it's not as good as Monsters Inc., now that I have watched it several times because I do own it, I will put it up with great.
Only
great. I feel like it's as good as the movies in great.
Okay. It's just because I think maybe it's because I've watched Monsters Inc. so many times that I think that Monster University is better because I haven't watched it as many times.
Maybe. I still prefer Monsters Inc. But we can put it up at best. Just know it's not my opinion with that.
Yeah, it's mine.
Okay, another movie I've only watched once. Inside Out. Even though I own it, I've only watched it once.
Is it because it's emotional?
I don't know. No, more like, I mean, okay, the story was interesting, but it's not like I want to watch it again immediately because it's a very long story. It feels very long.
I like this movie because it's showing what Pixar. It's like, okay, we're going inside Pixar's mind.
Yeah.
Because this is the things that that you see in almost every Pixar movie.
Mm,
But you just don't see them literally.
no. I will also say it's again a very artistic movie.
Very artistic. I love how they
Yeah. But-
made.
For me, the story doesn't feel interesting in the long run. Like, somewhere on the way, I got bored.
I see why, because the journey is not
No.
so interesting.
I loved the start of the movie.
I love
like
the
the
start and I
whole
love
beginning
the ending.
and the ending, but the middle, I mean, it has a very important message. Definitely.
It has a seriously important
Yeah.
message.
And I would say just because, because the only thing I'm not really a fan of is the story, so I will still put it up at grade.
Okay, great, because I wouldn't put it at best.
No.
But I was at grade. The Good Dinosaur.
Your turn again.
My turn again.
For the
I
next 3
watched
ones.
this movie once, and there's a reason I have only watched it once. I heard Pixar was going to make a dinosaur movie. I was just like, yeah, 2 things I love combined. And then they made this. So I would put it at meh. Finding Dory. I really like this one. I like the others most of all because they're cute. But I only watched this once, mostly because I haven't had a reason to watch it twice yet. So this is a really great movie because we don't know much about Dory. Yeah, put it
You
there.
said great, so
Yeah. So yeah, because it reminds a lot about Finding Nemo, but we know these characters
Obviously.
a bit more. Cast 3.
yeah.
I remember it to be the movie that should have been number 2. Can just delete number 2. Number 2 doesn't exist.
Bye.
And just make this one number 2 and don't do anything else. This movie is really visually pleasing. It's better than the first Cars visually, of course. I think I will only put it at good.
Coco is one you love a lot.
I love Coco. I have tried to make it my thing to watch it every Halloween.
I have only watched it once, but I really do like the concept. I mean, it means a lot to you. Personally, I would put it at great, but I can understand if you want to put it at best.
I will put it at best
Yeah.
because I don't think the story is that bad. The story is that
It's not.
totally
I
always something.
I just
and the
know I
music-
would watch the other movies rather than Coco.
Mm.
Okay. Going from good movies, great movies, best movies, talking about that Monsters University was a very good sequel, and you saying that Cars 3 should have been Cars 2.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying they should not have made an Incredibles 2.
No, I was so hyped when they told us they were making an
Exactly.
Incredibles 2.
For me, the story is basically the first one, just with her, the mom,
Yeah.
in the center instead of the dad. I will personally put it down with meh,
With
just
meh.
just like Cars 2. Yeah.
Yeah, actually,
I
the
will
only
not.
thing that we put it up at okay is because I love the characters so much.
I love the
We
characters,
got to
but
see Jack Powers more.
yeah, but it does not make anything. The only good thing about this one was Jack.
Then we have Toy Story 4, which I didn't need. But the story is still kind of there. And I love Bonnie and Ducky. Yeah, but just put it at okay.
Yeah.
Because it's not down at meh.
Okay, onward. Great voice actors.
I love the... okay, you know me. This is like my 2 favorite
I mean,
actors.
Chris Pratt and Tom Holland.
Chris Pratt. That's my 2 favorite superheroes in Marvel. It's just like, yeah. And
It's not
That's
the
the
super.
one.
It's not the superheroes they're playing that is favorites. It's those 2 actors.
yeah,
Favorite superheroes. They are superheroes.
Yeah.
It was so cool. Just that the character Chris Pratt voices is so nerdy. I did not get that from the trailer when I watched it.
No, I was like, oh, he's
Going to be such a bully or something. Yes, exactly. And then he's just like this
Oh,
big
he
old
wasn't.
nerd.
he was, of course, what most teenagers that is younger than him would feel like, oh, that's my embarrassing big brother. But if it was me, I would just think I have the coolest big brother.
So I know you would maybe put it up at best, but I will hold it to great. I would hold it to great. You got Coco up at best.
That hurts a lot.
You got both Monsters University and Coco up there. If you want Onward up there, you need to let go of one of those two.
I want to trade one of them.
You can trade one of them.
Okay, I will trade Monster University for Onwards.
I guessed it would be that way. Yeah. Okay, the last one, and probably the one I have a lot to say about because I just watched it today. Very clear in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the message from this movie, at least for me, was very, very good because someone once told me a similar message, actually.
Oh.
It is okay to have dreams. It's great to be dreaming. Just don't forget to be living.
Yeah.
And that is what the main character forgets, Joe.
Yeah. That is actually
he has like this one dream he just focuses on completely and forgets everything else. He is, since Toy Story, since Woody, he is the most self-absorbed character from Pixar, if you ask me.
True.
Everything is, oh, me. He doesn't ask anyone how their day was. Just see the barber.
No.
Nothing.
And even though he tries to help
22?
Yeah, 22. It's just like you are only helping 22
because you
for
want
your own sake.
Exactly. And it's first up until the very last point that he's like, oh, maybe I should actually have helped 22.
Yeah. I will say I have never appreciated lighting in an animated movie. No, not just in an animated. In any movie ever, as much as I have appreciated lighting.
Yes.
It
was so beautifully made.
I was just like, that's incredible. I know that that's a little team's job just to focusing on light.
Yeah.
And they did so great.
I actually happen to care for both Joe and 22 at the end. Like, I didn't care for Joe that he was so self-absorbed, but I liked that he at least saw the light at the end, so to speak. And I didn't cry, but I got wet eyes.
Me too. I did get wet eyes.
I got wet eyes in the moment where they hold hands at the end.
Yeah.
But I really, really like the message. At least the message I got from the story. Especially because that is a message that... because another person told me the same message when I presented a dream board once. Because I have a lot of dreams. And that person told me, remember to live. I was so happy that that person actually said that to me. Like, it's not because I didn't live before, but I have appreciated that a lot.
Yeah, okay.
So I feel like it can actually help some people too. Just like with Inside Out. Maybe not children, but late teenagers and so forth. So for me, it's the same level as Inside Out.
Okay. For me, it's just good because I don't know what it was. The story was just not there for me. The message was there. The artistic style was there. I loved this movie, and at the same time, I was bored.
I wasn't really bored watching this one, honestly.
And that was why I wanted you to watch it, because I know we have some things where we can agree on a lot of movies.
Yeah.
We have mostly the same taste in movies.
Yes.
Especially when it comes to Disney and Pixar.
Yeah. But if Inside Out is up at great, Soul is up at great.
Yeah. And that's fine.
So this is our Pixar tier list. And you guys probably don't agree with us, especially one of our friends. He always disagrees with us. If you like this video, anyhow, click like and subscribe.
And ring the bell.
And we will see you guys in the next video. Bye!
Bye!